Yeah, suck is using
There it
a device
is.
to broadcast this call. Suck. Thank you for the safety. Thank you for the consent.
Consent is sexy, say the kids. Oh, there we go. Oh, ish. We're live. We're live right now, brother.
Does anyone know we're live right now?
No, I should probably tell people, actually.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery.
I'm screaming into the void. Please listen. Someone. What happens when the void screams back? Oh, Krista Elia faces child porn exploitation lawsuit.
I thought that was already a thing.
I'm not surprised, honestly.
Good for him.
Good for him. No, I'm good. Oh, that's what I was doing. I was logging on to Twitter to tell people that we're live. Fuck it. We'll do it live. The way you hold me, hold me, hold me, hold me, hold me.
Bro, we're live. You gotta keep that in your pants, man.
I gotta keep this vanilla chocolatey voice in my pants? What are you talking about? Oh, there you go. Dago. There's one watching now. I think it's me. It's me. Oh, God. Oh, you know what I should do? I should, make sure that it actually is working. Start talking a little bit so I can make sure that you're actually talking.
Squiddly deep, bow, bow, Shibbity-boo, shibbity-bow.
Oh, wait, no, it sounds good. Okay. Not talking so much as Jack Black noises, but it works. Hey, guess what? We solved racism. We're stopping 6 Dr. Seuss books from being published.
Oh, yeah. Why did I hear that? I listened to the radio about Dr. Seuss. And they're like, Dr. Seuss would have wanted this. And I'm like, pretty sure Dr. Seuss sell as much possibly.
Yeah, 100%. Don't speak on behalf of Dr. Seuss.
I mean, I can't speak to the guy's full experience because I am not him. But
Hashtag live. Hashtag stream. Hashtag live stream. Hashtag YouTube. Podcasting. Modern Family. That's how we get them.
that's sucker.
What's the fandom? Do you know?
Yeah, do you want me to have it all out assault fences?
Oh fuck! It's like I want to know so I can tweet it.
No, it's WandaVision.
Oh, so that's what we'll do. Well, that can't be the opening topic then.
That cannot be.
Well, no, because I was gonna say that could be the opening topic. I was just talking about WandaVision, but
I think it should be. That's what everyone's watching right now. So who cares?
That's just the topic we're talking about before. We'll have to find another opening topic.
I mean, we're going to talk about it anyway. Probably have links, you know.
I'll find something quick. How about that?
Go on Dave.com an article.
Go on Dade.com?
Babe.
I don't know what that is.
Sorry. It's that website that they posted the Remember the when everyone was like, "He's on sorry," because that lady on date, she didn't like it.
Yeah, he like stuck his fingers in her mouth or something, and she didn't say no, but then she didn't like it afterwards.
Yeah. Then publish that article to Babe.
It's a deep cut for you to bring that up.
I don't know. It falls in line with those other like the stuff you're always reading on the internet.
I guess that's true. Okay, so that's good. I can hear us both. I like that. I'm gonna fix your camera because it's a little weird. And then once I fix, it's weird that it shrunk. Shouldn't have done that. Okay, that's live.
There's a way to lock it so it stops changing. I believe something like that. Yeah, might be it.
I'm on scene 3 right now. Hang on, okay. Look at that. I'm sort of like a producer. Now the preview's locked. I can't fix it. Okay. Look at that. Look at this guy. This guy. Okay.
Fucking guy right here.
This fucking guy right. Okay, look, we're good. We did it. We're doing it live. This is it. It only how far into the stream until we actually got everything figured out.
My head.
Huh?
Now I've got my headphones in. Now it's really loud. Now it's real business.
We're really loud. Dude, your background looks good. Your setting looks professional.
It does?
Yeah, a little bit.
I need a shelf. You should set up in front of your shelf. That's what people do these days.
Trust me, I'm going to have a double Dune shelf set up behind me pretty soon here. It's going to be crazy.
I double Dune dare you to do it.
I double Dune guarantee you I will. So
You're gonna do the way you do. Guarantee it. Okay.
Just start putting Dune in front of everything.
Dune.
I duned Dune F with a Duneberry last night. Does that make any sense? The Smurfs?
Is Duneberry funny? Like if I went back and read it now as an adult,
Doonesbury?
Or Doonesbury?
No, it's not. No.
It's your open top. Welcome to Suck My Fanfic, the internet's most vocally anti-Doonesbury podcast.
Well, literally,
that is just like not entertaining. That stuff is just. It's not even like we're not even bashing it too hard. That stuff is like thoroughly troll. You know what I'm saying, dog?
It's literally just like the opposite of Dilbert in the past 4 years, because Dilbert is like, you know, all that with the creator of Dilbert being like super pro-Trump.
No.
Yeah, the creator of Dilbert used to go on like Fox News all the time and all this other shit, and he'd be like, "Oh, Trump's great," and then like, of course, out of nowhere,
why not?
Not out of nowhere, but Doonesbury just all the time just kept posting, or kept releasing like Orange Man bad comic strips, and it's like, dude. I'm not reading the funnies to see how Orange Man's bad. You know, I'm trying to watch Lucy pull the football out from Charlie Brown and not the Democrats pull 8 out from under me. You know,
I'm trying to see Family Circus. Trying to see what mundane shenanigans are getting into this week.
Exactly, the most mundane single panel shenanigans.
Family Circus is so shot. They're like. Struggles and their arc is limited to one single scene because they literally
single struggle
3 scenes.
Yeah, no, it's
it can't do it.
The family dynamics just get to be too much.
Oh my god! I can't believe the mom hasn't walked out yet.
I would have at this point. All right, so I apparently can't send myself, because I'm on a different computer. Apparently, I can't send myself the what's it called, the opening. Title noise, whatever it is, who cares? No one's listening anyways. So what I'll do is I'll just play it from YouTube, and we'll just fucking jet from there.
This is the full YouTube experience. Streaming on YouTube, all music from YouTube.
100%. Okay.
Before I forget, you gotta remind me. I found a science fiction tangential short story that I think you might like or you might want if you were going to include in the curriculum. Did they ever accept that class? What's the latest on that?
The COOF set us back so much that I can't propose any classes until fall 2022.
What set you back?
COVID.
Oh.
I literally had to apply for spring 2022 teaching 2 weeks ago, which is like totally not what you normally do. So if I do it, it'll be in my 4th year when I'm like finishing up, which would be a perfect time to do it. Perfect time to do it.
Yeah, that's true. I'll send it to you anyway. Maybe it has lasting power.
Who's the author?
I honestly don't know. It's some random short story that I listened to that Laura Barber podcast where he reads short stories. And from time to time he'll have a good sci-fi one. Saw it. Yeah, I thought it was going to go your way.
Sweet, thank you. All right, so I'm ready. I got my water. Look at the water out of the shot. I got my water. I got everything ready. So let's just gun it. What do you think?
Your THC or whatever they use advertise on the Joe Rogan Experience.
Oh yeah, I don't listen to the ads. All right, sweet.
Get your indestructible rubber rings.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
Oh god. All right, so I'll play the music and then we'll move. You ready?
Let's do it. How many people are watching? How many people are live in front of right now?
I think it's just me. So
let's go.
Hell yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Yo, dude, don't give him. Oh shit, it's restarting. Don't give him the spoiler of where we get our thing from. Hello, welcome to Suck My Fanfic, the internet's podcast that has recently sort of figured out how to do live streaming. Sort of. I don't know. What about you? What do you think?
We may figure out live stream, but I still figure it out how to get the glare out of my glasses so I look like an anime villain. I'm like, yeah. I look terrible right now. I haven't had the Zoom commute, so I haven't got my layout, my angles. So you'll have to forgive me.
Honestly, don't be so hard on yourself. You look terrible always. It's not just right.
You don't look any terrible.
You always look terrible.
You look expectedly terrible.
Yeah. Well, okay. So if it makes you feel any better, I've had to do my my Zoom commutes, and I've had to teach, and I can tell you, 18 and 19-year-olds are really mean, and so I got really self-conscious, and I have to record all of the Zoom lectures that I do for whatever purposes, and so I went back to take attendance, and I saw my video, and I was like, oh man, you are ugly. You are ugly. And so I was like, well, at least try to help it with the nicer camera. So I toiled over one of my Canons for way longer than I like to admit, and that's why I'm using the one that I am. And I got the really nice the cover over my face to help cover up how ugly I am, and you just see the bags under my eyes in the dead eyes that I have. So I can't complain.
Now it's just high definition. It's like did you ever watch Dexter's Lab? You ever watch that show?
Oh, of course, yeah. With his thick ass mom.
There was an episode where he gets laser corrective surgery, but it does it too well. So now everything he sees is hideous because he sees what it actually is in all its imperfections.
That's hilarious.
Dude, it was a deep episode. Freaking deep.
Yeah, his mom's thicker than a bowl of oatmeal, honestly. That's a thick lady. I love it. Whatever. Okay, yeah. I mean, we definitely know what we're going to be talking about. Which I think is important. Oh shit! All right, we know what we're going to be talking about. Do we do the opening topic? I know you were a little I don't know. I think we should do it. I think we should do an opening topic. I'll read you some articles. I haven't read any of these, so I'll read you the articles, and we will figure out if we want to read one of them, and then that can be. How does that sound? Is that what we'll do?
Okay, we're gonna do a little. Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's create some diverging timelines here. Where in one timeline, I pick one of the articles and we become famous, and this timeline I pick another article and no one listens to our live stream.
I like that. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so we have 5, and you tell me the title. I'll read you the titles, and you tell me the one that you want to listen to.
Okay.
So first one, how one fanfic is breaking AO3 (parentheses and fandom). This one's from Slate. I don't care if you don't want my ad blocker. You're going to get it. My teen is writing erotic fan fiction. Should I make them stop?
Oh my god, that sounds very like, oh, my kids are on the internet.
Oh no, what's this crazy, wacky thing? Vice, fanfic writer put entirety of 1984 in the tags of a story. That one seems so cheeky. Then there's from the Mary Sue, the fan fiction take that enraged the internet. Did we already do this one? Oh, we did.
Yeah, we definitely did. Yeah.
No. Yeah, no, I guess it's just a different. Mary Sue covered it twice because they're trash. So only
they're covering the coverage now.
Yeah, exactly. They don't have anything else. So the fourth one, people are reading so much fan fiction, it's crashing the biggest fanfic website. It's also from Vice.
How does the first and last? I've never done the first and last. Sorry, I can't handle whatever that
you don't like
was.
My teens reading fanfic?
And I feel like the 19, I put all 1984 in the tags. I mean, you kind of killed
pretty much the story.
What is the article? Also going to be the entirety of 1984? We don't have time for that.
You basically didn't bury the lead. The lead was the article, or it was the title.
The lead was the title. They call that a tweet actually now.
Yeah.
I'll go with the first one.
All right. How one fanfic ranking AO3 and fandom.
Yeah. And AOC.
This is from the Geekiary? The Geekery? Geekiary? I don't know. .com. February 9th, Angel Wilson. Fanfic. You've gotten me through terrible times, and I appreciate you for it. Unfortunately, one particular fic is causing a lot of people to have it italicized for some reason. A terrible time and breaking the functionality of AO3, which we absolutely do not appreciate. AO3, Archive of Our Own, is one of the most prominent fanfic repositories on the internet. It's so well known that even people who don't dive too deeply into the world of fanfic have a general idea of what it's about. There are plenty of choices for publishing fanworks online, ranging from the old school fanfiction.net to Wattpad.
Love it.
But AO3 is my personal fave, and my chosen venue for publishing my own works. It's even won some awards for how amazing it is. A lot of people are drawn to AO3 because of the work they do to protect fan works, the freedom the website allows with content, and the many useful features such as being able to tag a work with helpful key phrases. Tagging is probably one of the best tools that both fanfic readers and writers have at their disposal on AO3. If you tag a work with Storm Pilot, for example, your work can be found by anyone cruising that tag. My most frequent habit when getting into a new fandom is to seek out a ship tag, sort by kudos, which people will leave on a fic to show they liked it, sort of like thumbs up on Facebook. That's the only way to sort.
Now I was about to say sort reverse by kudos. You got to go for the deep hits. Sort by kudos. What a
the least favorite.
Disgusting. I want the most reviled piece of fiction on the internet today. That's what I go. Anti-kudos. That's what I look for.
Once I've gone through a fair amount of highly loved fics, I switch over to sorting it by recent works and start reading all the new content that gets published within that tag. This is a long-standing habit with me made possible by the tagging system. Tags, do we have to explain tags? I feel like we could get that. I don't know. It's just like I get
the length of explaining what Archive of Our Own is, and I feel like if you're clicking on this article, you might have an idea. Like, there's no one who's just like, hey, this popped up on my Apple News feed. Like, let me just read it because whatever.
If you're on the Geekiary, you've read fanfic. I mean, plain and simple.
Yeah, that's safe to assume. You've sorted by kudos before. Yeah, you know.
The only thing I'll say is they're avoiding tags, and one is MCD, which is major character death, because I just don't like reading that type of content. Okay. Likewise, I tend to filter out alternate universe fics as a genre, not because it triggers me, but just because I don't enjoy that style fanfic. Okay.
All right. What is this? Is this a day in a life? What's happening here?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. This is it. This is the meat of the argument where you should have just jumped in. They had a word count that they had to hit because all journalism is trash. Based on my own experiences, most fanfic tends to have anywhere from 3 to 30 tags, depending on the length of the work and how many major themes, pairings, and characters it covers. Longer fics will likely have more tags as more topics are covered, but they still rarely top a few dozen at most. For many years, this system has been functioning quite well. Many of us have spent literally hundreds of hours cruising fic tags to content we enjoy, and having an overall pleasant experience. That is, until a certain overtagged fic dropped into the Wangxing tag which is the current most popular fandom on AO3, and broke the functionality of the system. This can't be right. This is not also 1984. Instead of tagging the fic with
really?
I don't think it is.
Is that the only thing happening in fan fiction? That
basically,
this crazy kid dropped the
1984? Instead of tagging the fic with just themes, ship names, or triggers, the author of Sexy Times with Wang Xing, Wangxian, so I know I'm butchering it, has chosen to tag everything that happens in this fic, which has resulted in tags such as mangoes, dungeon, obsession, bread, grandmothers, good, hiccups, soup, pants, shorts, tea, and so forth for well over 1,000 tags. I just read that verbatim, FYI. This is basically me trying to tag our podcast. Just good. We talked about tea. Some have estimated that the fic
has over... capture the mango crowd.
Yeah, exactly.
Capture the mango audience.
Some have estimated that the fic has over 3,000 tags, but we've all spent so much time avoiding the fic that these are just estimations.
No one's bothered copying and pasting and putting into Word. Like, scientists are at their hardest work. Some have come up with estimates ranging from 1,000 to maybe even 2,000.
They're too busy doing surgery on a grape. They can't do this.
This person was sitting on their couch, being like, talking to their roommate, like, "Hey, how many tags do you think this is?" And they're like, "Shut up, I hate you." And they're like, "I know, right?
3,000, yeah.
Shut up, I hate you. Please go back. Please pay rent. You haven't paid rent in 3 months."
There are more tags to this fic than there are words in many other fics overall. So you'd basically be spending the same amount of time doing this as you would reading a fic. And I just don't want to do that, honestly. More power to you if you choose to do so. Okay.
You want to read 1984 for free? Just start reading tags. You might get lucky.
See, I thought when they were explaining it, I thought they were going to say, like, it's a way for people in China to read it or something. But, like, that's not even what it is. It's just like someone's just trying to troll. All right. That's really the article. It keeps going, but it takes over 30 seconds to scroll past on mobile. That's a good metric. You scrolling time on mobile? Yeah, we all know that metric, right? Like, okay.
How many swipes? How many metrics?
How many swipes? Yeah, metrics. No, it's customary. It's customary. What is the fanfic even about? It appears to be a series of one-shot fics, which basically means each chapter is self-contained and doesn't necessarily tie into the next one, though it certainly could. All right. I mean, that's pretty much it. They keep talking, but they're just repeating themselves.
How does that? How does it ruin? How does that break Archive of Our Own? The fact that when you're searching for the mangoes tab, you have to scroll for 30 seconds to get past one.
Have you ever been on a broken page where you have to scroll for 30 seconds? Duh. That's how they break it.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
That's the news. That's the fanfic news.
I sure hope that that's like a freelance writer and not like a dedicated staff member of Geekery or whatever it is.
Geekery. I don't know. Geekery. It says she got her degree from UC Santa Cruz, so I don't know.
She didn't get a degree. Okay,
aren't those the banana slugs? Go banana slugs.
Santa Cruz? Yeah, probably.
It's one of those. Whatever. So there you go. That's the fanfic news update. That's not interesting. Who cares? Waste of time. All right. What's the fic? Let's just jump in. Let's just jump right into it.
So this week, as we roll through our most topical topics, we're going for what kids are watching.
Real quick, our most topical topics?
Yep. We go for the hottest shows on Disney Plus, on Netflix. We go for movies from 1984. We go for every children's cartoon in the 90s. The hot stuff.
Yep.
We have a consistent theme and tone. That's what this podcast is all about.
Yep.
We are going to read a WandaVision fan fiction.
Good.
Today.
This episode will be relevant in 2 weeks.
That's the funny thing too. All of them are like this is up to everything I know up until episode 5. Edit. Don't read this anymore. It's totally irrelevant. Episodes ruined this fanfic. It's so funny scrolling through and looking at them. So I mean, obviously this is a show that a lot of people are enjoying and having fun with. Speculating week to week and and trying to untangle what's going on, and a lot of people are processing that real time on fan fiction websites. So you'll see a lot of that where you can look back to the older stuff. I'm not sorted by Kudos because I'm not frickin' normie. And you'll see people will write speculations based on season one. You read episode one. So just way off.
So wrong, yeah.
But it's a format for people to do that speculation and engage in it week to week. I think it's cool. I like that format. That sequential release as opposed to dropping a hot steaming load on us on like a Sunday in February and when we're not ready for it.
It sounds like you like the corporations because it's just a way to make money.
It's a way to make money, but also I don't know. I like kind of the community that it creates. I definitely think it improved. I think it'll improve the popularity of the show. It may not give it the lasting power, but it definitely makes it a moment.
Yeah, and there's something about like having to wait and not just getting it all at once and waiting week to week. And a show like this, it's fun to talk about your ideas and like, oh, who do you think this is? And so I get it. No, I do think it's a better idea to do it week to week. It's just funny because it is now being used as a means for the streaming companies to make more money.
Right.
I mean, get your bag,
And it's like you can even see it like how many episodes there are. It's like all right, we're gonna release it weekly. We need enough episodes to be like a month and a week. So we get them to pay for 2 months.
Yeah.
Or if we can do 2 months worth of episodes. Yeah, I know what you're getting at there. But it kind of harkens back to like the olden days, when things used to be on network television.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I was actually just talking about that because TV was my babysitter, and like network TV was my babysitter. So a lot of the references that they have, I get them, and like I know what it's like to wait week to week. And I was telling one of my friends about how CBS used to have a radio feed. And so you would it was a live feed from CBS on the radio. And
oh yeah.
If we were like out to eat and there was a show that started at 8, which was probably The Big Bang Theory because my parents loved that show, we would leave the restaurant before 8, drive home, have the feed on in our car, listen until we got home, and then wait for the commercial to get out of the car and then run inside so we didn't miss anything. So but that's before you could record things, That was like
that's great.
Yeah, so that's. I don't know. That's like a fun memory, but it makes me feel old, and I'm really not that old. So it's funny that that's like a thing I can talk about.
That is. It's like I'm sure that feed was a great idea, but probably really like lasted for like maybe a year. And it's like then technology advanced so quickly that it's totally obsolete.
It was the longest running.
How are we gonna get people? If people aren't gonna this radio for a long time coming.
It literally was like from like the 40s or 50s. It was a CBS feed on the radio before it was a TV feed.
That's awesome.
So good try, but yeah.
No, I know. That's it's gonna be. It seems so antiquated. I guess is what that point was now. It's like. Yeah, that's definitely a fun story. We stay gather around the radio.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
Okay, so should we just spoilers? Obviously, we're recording this. We've only seen up to the 8th episode, which is the penultimate episode. Do we want to talk about our reactions? You want to go first? Is this what we're doing?
Yeah. I mean, what is it? I guess if you haven't seen it, Alex, what is it about?
Oh, how do we explain? So it is about Wanda Maximoff. We just found out her name is Scarlet Witch. That's her. Ugh.
That's like her mantle. It's not her name.
That's it. She's the identity of this. Whatever. Who cares? Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff. As a result of Avengers Endgame, which is the best movie to ever release ever, she gets upset about her boyfriend. Husband, and decides to drive to a town in Jersey and you recreate it with her powers. And it takes place in the 50s in the first episode, the 60s in the third, and the second, and so on. And obviously the end date was today as far as television went.
No, because in the 10th episode, it takes place in the 2060s.
In the 2060s, yeah. So is that a good description?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's basically it. Yeah. And I think because we both talked about this offline, like our reaction to it has been like, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's on.
Okay,
it's good.
Let's do this. Okay. Let's do this. Let's be fair. Let's each name 2 things about it that we do actually like. So you go first. We'll go back and forth. Not that we dislike it. 2 things that we do legitimately like about the show.
I like, honestly, in this most recent episode, I kind of like the arc that it revealed for the main character and kind of how the stuff that was seen, like hashtag random and like deep, like the commercials that I had throughout were like illustrating points on her like emotional journey.
Okay.
I thought that was cool. I think there are like scattered concepts that are like cool with that, but may have tried to portray them in a way that came off as a little too like, you know what we're doing. Like each episode is a different stage of like
we're just compliments right now. Just compliments.
I didn't like that as much, but I do kind of like the arc as revealed in the most recent episode. That was nice.
So my first one would be I think that the attention to detail taken to I don't want to say parody, but the attention to detail to replicate the TV shows, I think has been stellar. I used to, I said TV was my babysitter, so like at the moment the one for the I guess it was the 60s, was the 50s or 60s, the 50s came on, and it was a Dick Van Dyke show. I mean, my mom used to have TV Land on all the time, and I used to watch the Dick Van Dyke show like crazy. So I knew exactly what that living room was as soon as the show came on. And I thought that was really neat. And then, like, for example, with the 90s one, which is Malcolm in the Middle, which isn't really the 90s, but it's okay. For that one, yeah, they did this Malcolm in the Middle. Besides the whole like little kid talking to the camera thing, which was all Malcolm. Malcolm was known for experimenting not only with storytelling but with the way they recorded things. And so I can't remember the name of it, but it's basically a lens that had 2 focal points. And so you'd have like a split in the lens, and you could actually focus on up close and far away at the same time. Because they were still using film, I believe. And so in that episode, the 90s one, there's a part where Quicksilver, spoilers, is lying on the bed or on the couch, and you see his face, and it's focused on his face, but it's also focused in the background on the kids. And that's actually something Malcolm used to do a lot. So that attention to detail, I think, is really cool. I think you can tell there's a lot of care taken by the creators of the show to be true to the things that they're pulling from. So I can compliment that. I think it's fair to say I like that.
Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah, I think especially like the Dick Van Dyke show, and which I'm not as familiar with. I was just like kind of aware of how much attention to detail was being paid, but it didn't hit as close home. So I didn't pick that up. That's cool. That's good to know. The second thing I do like about it is I do like the music. I think the score and the music is good, and I think it was a challenge to develop first of all like a new motif for Wanda and kind of integrating that into it's a theme song like for her show, and changes and morphs like her, and they were going for like this new like Scarlet Witch motif for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So they had I think the guy who did like Frozen or something came and wrote it. There's even like a song that they wrote just for the villain. But then like being able to change it
every week, it's a new one. It's a different song. Those are all written from scratch. Yeah.
I'm talking about the actual sung musical number that like the Agatha Harkness character.
No, I'm talking about the intros. The intros are original every week.
And they're like they're all fully worded and they have like little hints and so I think the music is good, which I honestly don't think that for most Marvel movies or Marvel properties. Unlike Guardians of the Galaxy, when it's like grab a bunch of jukebox or whatever.
Yeah.
So good original music, I think, in this series.
I think that's a good one to point out, and we all know my feelings on Marvel. I think Marvel cares about score second. Like I don't ever think that's a number one priority for them.
like third, fourth,
like fifth, eighth.
What is Iron Man's musical theme? Like
AC/DC. It's AC/DC and what is that? Black Sabbath, the Iron Man song. I mean,
like you know Batman's theme from the 80s, you know, and then even like the new modern classic, you have Wonder Woman.
I love that.
Yeah, like
it's good.
That's so important for those kind of big movies. Even like Back to the Future, they all have great musical moments.
Indiana Jones.
You miss a little bit. Yeah, you miss a little bit with that stuff.
And the thing is, especially with them being popcorn flicks, because that's all they are. I mean, we're listening popcorn flicks. So like, I do feel like a big important piece of a popcorn flick is the music, and it's sad that. I mean, the Black Panther, they made a big deal about that soundtrack, but it's a different, obviously.
The soundtrack wasn't really a movie. It was like a separate album.
Yeah, it was basically an album. And it was produced by Ludwig Göransson, who is Childish Gambino's producer and who produced The Mandalorian. So it wasn't going to be bad anyways.
Right.
Your video just cut out, my friend.
Someone's called me.
Okay, so my other thing that I like, I think the casting of the character. Well, obviously, I'm not mentioning Wanda and Vision because they were already around, but I think the casting of all the characters is really good. I think
that Quicksilver guy, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good. No, the chick that plays Monica Rambeau is good. The FBI agent, I love him in anything he's in. I first saw him fresh off the boat.
I saw he was in that episode of The Office. That was the first time I saw him.
Oh yeah, where he plays what was it, Asian Jim or whatever?
Asian Jim, yeah.
Yeah. There's the Sword director who I think is really good, and so I think and obviously Catherine Hahn. I mean, she's the best. So I think the casting of the show is perfect. I think it's really good. So I think that's a strength of it. So those are my two biggest compliments. Those are the things I want to give it. I feel like before we become ourselves about this and talk about everything else, we should at least be a little positive and at least say, yeah, there are things we do like.
I'll throw one more compliment in there just because, because I honestly I think this last episode was not good, but I enjoyed a lot of the ideas, and I enjoyed the twist that it did. Like what I really respect about the show is that it was like it's going back and being like, no, like she's magic. There's magic. There's magic in this world. Magic time. Like to take that risk when everything has been so safe. Where it's like, no, he's a scientific alien. Where it's like, no, there's like witches and stuff. Like I like that. I like that direction. That's like
I'm totally going to disagree.
Like Doctor Strange. Yeah. I do think this last episode was like very groany at most points.
Yeah.
So
okay, I think having an established universal canon for the past 24 things, and then all of a sudden being like, actually, you might have been a witch all along, and it's just like, no. Like, and I already want to
get away with that because her, like no one even understood her as a character anyway. So it's like whatever.
But that's bad writing. That's not a bad character. That's bad writing. She's been written terribly.
No, I don't know if it's bad writing. It's just like stuffed movies with tons of characters, and like no one cares about that character at all.
No.
Nobody was like, I wish there was more. Like, you know what was great about that? With Scarlet, honestly, I thought I disliked this character immensely.
Well, she's never been Scarlet Witch until this episode. Unfortunately, that was the first time they dropped that name, I believe. So I believe that betraying the audience's trust in a way where you all of a sudden are like, actually, you've been magic all along? It's like,
are you betraying their, is anyone's like entire like idea and concept of the Marvel Universe built upon the fact that like Wanda is not inherently magic? Does that matter?
Like, well, I was going to say, I think one of the biggest issues I already have with the MCU is that every single person and their brother got their power basically from a Infinity Stone. Like, I know it's not true, but that's how it feels, and that's like I don't especially with superheroes. I don't like where everyone's deriving their power from the same source. I like when one person gets bit by a spider, and then the other one drinks a serum, and then the other one is a Greek god. Like, I like the different things coming together because I think that I think the creativity there in the sandbox is fun, But I already came to I already became comfortable with the idea that Wanda and Pietro, or Pietro, whatever his name is, got their powers from the Infinity Stone, which was stupid. And that, like,
now, it made no sense.
Now, from Age of Ultron, like, what was that, 10 years ago, 7 years ago, whatever it was, 6 years ago?
Yeah, whatever it was, yep.
Now you're going to be like, oh, actually, it wasn't actually Ultron. It was actually that they're mutants and they have been the whole time. Like, don't change it after the fact. You know what I mean? That's where I stay with that. And I don't like that. Now people are like, does this mean that the MCU has had mutants all the whole time? No. Like, don't. And I knew they were going to pull some bullshit like this. I knew they were going to do that, especially after they jumped into the other timeline in Endgame. I knew they were going to be like, oh, actually, this universe that we're in now that isn't the original one because that other one's still screwed up. Actually, this one has always had mutants. I knew they were going to do some stupid thing like that. And that's what I
do agree with that. It's now to the point where I feel like I've followed these like pretty closely and I have good understanding. I'm like totally lost. I really don't remember this. And it may be because I've gotten fatigue after all these movies, and it might honestly be that they're just like change it and no.
Yeah.
But no, I just got hyped because I like the supernatural stuff personally more. So and I think that is a risk because it's not like something that people will go. It's not like Captain America, Winter Soldier. Like there's no witches and warlocks in that.
No,
it's good. People are going to go see it. It's like and it could be expected. It's like it's like a political action.
Spy movie.
I like the way that they go now, where it's a little more like leaning into the weirdness of it. So I like more of that.
I'll say if the third movie was magic,
and if
it
retcons a movie that nobody liked anyway, that's fine.
I
hate that.
It's one of the worst movies in the entire MCU. But I'm just saying, if the third movie had introduced magic, or the 5th, or the 15th, or the 20th, maybe I wouldn't have cared so much. But it's the fact that we've had 24 movies and now a TV show, and they're like, we have spells. It's just like, all right, whatever. Fuck me, I don't care. All right.
They did in Doctor Strange. You like that movie, right?
I did like Doctor Strange, but it wasn't this like Halloween town magic. It was like this like interdimensional, I'm tripping balls in the 4th dimension, like here's my spirit floating backwards magic. It wasn't like
it's a different there's
ghosts and goblins. Like I
just it made me get more hyped for the next Doctor Strange, which I think this is one big trailer for that movie.
And again, I think I've made myself clear on things that just lead to other things, and that's what this is starting to feel like.
Yeah. This doesn't feel like it's getting that. It's like there's no real way to get like catharsis. It's just never ending. It's like unless it's like a one shot. It's pretty hard to find a comic book or a run that has like that closure, keeps rolling. Unless you're like you get like 106 issues, and then they let you do what you want for the last 10, and you really can kind of sew stuff. But even then you gotta be like. And then, like he had a kid. Here we go again. Right.
I mean, even like Animal Man, Grant Morrison's run on Animal Man. He had, I think it's like 25 issues or whatever, and he ended his story, and it's a very like finite conclusion, and then DC was like, "Hey, we're gonna have someone else write it," and then that's what happened. Like it just kept going, and so it's just like even then, I mean, you can draw it out, you can stretch it out, which is fine. Like I don't care, but. And obviously this is coming from someone who reads comics, which are never ending. And I'll say, like, even for Mr. Miracle, the Tom King book, like the worst part of that book was the ending. It was like, buy our next shit, fuck you. And it's just like,
yes.
It's like, no, this was really good. I wanted like a definitive ending. It's like, no, be on the lookout for our next one. Fuck you. And it's like, okay.
Yep. Yeah,
I'm like,
I don't know, like the last panel was like, keep your eyes out for the next. I was like, oh man.
And that's what happened with in DC, just because that's what I keep up with. They I think 4 years ago they had this thing called Metal, like DC Metal, and they was like, this is the big event. This is the big event, everybody. And then
it's a big event, brother.
It's a big event. And they did 6 issues, but it was a 6-issue series. But then there were all these side issues. There was like 4 issues in one mini series.
This was like the Batman Who Laughs.
Yes, all that nonsense. So all that stuff came out, and I was like, all right, I'm ready. This is going to be good. And then the last issue was like, tune into Justice League next week because that's where this leads off. And it's like this was just a setup for not Zack Snyder, Scott Snyder's Justice League run.
Scott Snyder.
Then I read the Justice League run. And the end of his run is tune in for DC Dark Knight's Death Metal, and it's like there's another metal, and it's literally just like I'm not reading this to be set up for something else, and so like I'm gonna be annoyed.
You're getting suckered along, dude.
I know. I'm gonna be really annoyed.
But you're such a dutiful fan. You'll pick it up each time. You'll do it.
I will, and I'll waste my money every time.
Did you not enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it along the way?
The medals, no, they're trash. They're garbage. It's like the South Park Game of Thrones. Like they keep telling you the dragons are coming and they never do. Like they're coming. The dragons are coming, but it's just. I swear to God, if the last like scene of WandaVision is like Doctor Strange just like opening up a portal and he's like, "Come on, Scarlet Witch, let's go," and that's the end of it. Fuck you. Like fuck. Like
get ready.
I know.
Get ready, dude.
I'm ready to see that on Friday.
Get ready.
I'm trust me, bro. I know they're going to pull some dumb shit like this. It's all just one big trailer for the next movie where they make millions instead of their streaming service where they make millions.
Right.
I don't know. The 8th episode was absolute dog shit.
It was bad.
The writing was fucking bad. Snooze fest. So that bothered me. Again, I was. This is just in general. I'm very annoyed with how they gave Monica Rambeau her powers finally.
That was terrible. I did not see Captain Marvel.
It's awful
because I hate women.
I didn't see it. You misogynist fuck.
Yeah. So I didn't know who that was at all. And then she's got like powers, and I was like, okay. She's Trix Rabbit now. She can see all these different colors.
Her name's Spectrum. Her name's Spectrum. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, which no one's in the chat, so who fucking cares? I'm pretty sure Monica Rambeau was the first female Captain Marvel, anyways. And so it's annoying to me that.
But she's not Brie Larson.
She's not Brie Larson. But it's just annoying to me that we have Monica Rambeau, who was a character on her own in the comics, and then in the Captain Marvel movie they make her like 10, and you're like, ugh. And she looks up, of course, she looks up to Brie Larson. And she's like,
What's your name, little girl? Monica Rambeau.
That's exactly what it was, bro. And like literally, of course, all the normies. I'm sorry, MC.
They should have done that.
That's what it was.
That little Iron Man 2 was Peter Parker all along.
You
should have been like, kid, you better straighten up and do good in school. What's your name? Peter what? Peter Parker.
And it's not even Parker. It's Parker. Peter, I'm gonna be Spider-Man. I'm Peter Parker.
Tobey Maguire. The name's Toby.
My name's Tobes. It's just I hate the idea.
They set her up. I think she's gonna blast off in a space episode or something like that. That's why I think like it's like the strength of the point is becoming the characters like a Darcy. I mean, I'm not crazy about, but like you see her pop up, and it's like, oh, she's not getting her own movie. Like it's like oh, there's a character, or like what's the guy's name? Jimmy. What's the guy?
Oh, the agent.
Yeah. Like you see him, I love that guy. Like he's not here trying to become the next. He's not gonna morph into Venom for no reason. He's like, hey guys, I decided to become a journalist and I changed my name. It's Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's just like people who have no agenda versus fun one. And then we're talking what we don't like about it. The main thing about this show is the Vision and Wanda romance, which I never bought. I feel like never really put. I feel like no. Correct me if I'm wrong. I go on. Archive of my own because I go on so much. I've seen Steve Rogers hooking up with everybody. I've seen
male and female.
just insane ships that don't make any sense. Rocket wrecking everybody. Doesn't matter. I've never seen anyone ever earnestly write. I really like that couple. They're so boring and just kind of like dull.
Well, it feels forced. It just feels so forced.
And you get these scenes and it's like the comics says it, and I was like that's fine. Like, and they do that whole Avengers where she busts his head. That's great. I really don't feel anything. Sad.
You took everything from me.
Panther.
Okay.
I mean, okay, she's mad, but I have investment in it. I don't feel sad for her. But then that becomes like the main focus of the show, and it seems like that the rest of the series is going to have fallout from the show. Romance is supposed to be like MCU rattling connection that they have. Didn't get it.
I literally,
I like it more now. Show, but going into it, I don't care any of this.
I see more of a spark between Black Widow and Steve Rogers, like Natasha.
I think the whole Hulk
that was
also
her
thing. That was better.
It was better, but it was weird. It was also Ultron. If it's from Ultron, it's bad. It's just not good.
That was from the first one too. Yeah. It was amplified. I just think like. I don't know. I just didn't really get what they were going for with that the whole time. And then I feel like if they knew, which they did, how could they? Yeah. If they knew that they were going to go this direction, make it that, they should have tried to earn that relationship. It just never landed, never meant anything to me.
No.
I don't know if it meant anyone else.
No, and I'm going to sound like a gatekeeper, or I'm going to sound like whatever here, and I don't mean to, but I have always kind of felt, and this is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with this. I've always kind of felt like the MCU is general enough for a big audience, but not specific enough for like people who actively read the comics and have read all of them. And I haven't by any means read enough Marvel to like sit here with any authority, but it always seems like the MCU pulls just enough from the comics to be like an Easter egg, but not even really an Easter egg, because they're just like using the name, or they're like putting it in one frame and you're like, oh my God. But like, it's like not specific enough to be, inaccessible for a general audience, but I don't think it's specific enough to actually be meaningful. If that means like to take enough from the comics where you can sit there and be like, that's exactly what I saw. Like, love it or hate it, the Watchmen movie is the comic to a T. Love it or hate it. Besides the ending, it's like almost the exact same thing. Love it or hate it. That's okay. And that's okay. And so it's like, I feel like, just pulling a little bit and like giving enough information where, and this is I hate to, again, I feel like a gatekeeper, I feel like a dick, but it's like the like Wikipedia specialist to walk out of Captain Marvel and be like, who is that little girl? She was so cute. And you look it up and you're like, oh, she's also Captain Marvel. And then like when you see her in this, you're like, oh, and like you don't know any of that. I mean, like it's almost it's. I guess I get to the point where I'm like, if you're not actually going to use the source material, why even use the name? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's kind of where I sit with it. And that's what I feel about this. And like, I'm bothered that everyone got their powers from the Infinity Stone. I'm bothered that Monica got her powers because she walked through the wall twice, or like, it's like she's like, she could be a much bigger character. And correct me if I'm wrong. Is she I mean, I guess Shuri and everyone from Wakanda, is she the first black female superheroine from the MCU?
Yeah, in terms of like super powered.
So, okay, so she got her powers from someone who got her powers from an Infinity Stone. Got it. Like,
that's the new way to get your powers.
That's just I don't know. That's just annoying.
Like, guns are gone. So how is she going to get it?
I just feel like Monica I don't know. I feel like you could have done more with Monica. So I don't know. I just thinking about in terms of that, it's like I said, if you're not really going to reference it, why even use it? Just create a new character. Like, who fucking cares?
That's an interesting point. That's a good point. The Wikipedia specialist that hits close to home. Sometimes I'll watch a movie and I don't. I'll look it up. You get like a little rush. Okay, 2 more years. I guess I'll just wait. No,
exactly. And like,
who cares about me? I'll go see it anyway. It doesn't matter why.
Yeah, 100%. It's like you already get my money anyways. But like like I said, I keep up and I do actively read. I mean, where the fuck? My seat, the hydraulics of my seat are broken. Give me a second. I look like a child. There we go. here's my box of single issues that I have to catch up on. Like that's where I keep my single issue comics. Yeah, so like I read actively, and with the DC stuff, like I sit there and like I'll watch a movie and I'll be like, okay, I know what that is. Like in fucking BVS when they're like, what's your name? He's like James Olsen. That wasn't a really cool Easter egg, but I at least I was like one of 3 people in the theater that was like, oh, Jimmy. But like,
he didn't say Jimmy, but I get it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like he's not a redhead or a reporter, really. Whatever. So it's just I don't know. That's just.
I think to your point, no good way. So do you before we have this fan fiction here. Do you have anything else?
One more thing
before we get to the show.
So sure. About this one. I feel like the MCU has made its bread and butter off of being self-referential and meta. I think that is part of it. And I take very large Professor umbrage with the ode post-credit scene. I'm just going to throw that out there. Huge Professor umbrage I take with it. I can explain that later. But I feel like the MCU has
which one are you talking about?
Like fans feel like they're owed a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
But I feel like because the MCU has made its bread and butter on being self-referential or like LOL so random or like all this other nonsense. And I'm just saying nonsense. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like, that sort of realm of things. It bothers me that WandaVision is like doing the same exact thing, but with things that aren't MCU related. So they're like 100% parodying the Dick Van Dyke Show and 100% doing Malcolm in the Middle and all this other stuff. And I think that's cool, but it feels like the substance isn't there because it isn't in the self-contained nature of that reference. And it's like we've almost gotten so obsessed with metatextual or subtextual commentary like that or referential commentary that now it almost feels like that's already so shallow. But at least the only thing that's like held that together for me is like, oh, that's from the other movie. Oh, okay, I saw that movie.
Yeah.
Like, and so now that they've totally scrubbed that away, and most of the people watching the show don't know what the Dick Van Dyke Show is, which is fine.
Yeah.
Now it's like, well, now most of your audience doesn't even get the references. So why even put them in?
Yeah.
Like you're doing it for yourself, which is fine. But it's just like this isn't a director-driven show. This is a big mouse corporation piece of work, and I don't know. It feels devoid of substance in the worst way possible, and that's what I think. That's my biggest issue with it is that I teach. I literally had like an 18 or 19-year-old say, "Yeah, I know they weren't parodying The Office exactly, but I don't know what the show was, but it was still funny." And I'm like, Modern Family? I'm not that old.
Yeah, never heard of it.
What? And they're like, yeah, I know it's kind of like The Office. And I'm like,
when people were making that comparison, The Office, I was like, this is like next level. But I think you're right, nail on the head with not just no substance, no meat there. Yeah. That's what it is too. We had that discussion. We were trying to figure out exactly what bothers about the show. You got it right there. At least for me, because they're mimicking because they used to just reference other movies. It was within their control, and at least it was something that they made. So you can reference one film. Okay, you showed me that. Yeah. So good for you, well done. But when you parody the Dick Van Dyke Show, it's like they were like putting all the beats there. But that is a funny show. Modern Family is what Malcolm. Those hilarious shows,
great shows. Yeah.
But they were just like they're like we're gonna write it in the same style, but we're not gonna make it funny. You're gonna think it's funny because what we're referencing is funny. So like we'll put a laugh track, we'll fall over the couch, all this and that. But it's gonna have no humor. It's not entertaining.
No,
really. It's just like what it's mimicking was highly entertaining and funny. But we're gonna use that as and not actually content inside of it.
That's
there's no like. That
is exactly what I'm saying.
You can put a laugh track wherever you want.
Yes,
it may sound exactly where it is in the real thing, but you're not doing this is like where we're going. Like just like repetitive art mimicking art. It's like I'm just supposed to laugh because I laughed when I watched 20 years ago. They could just be speaking gibberish. I'm supposed to know my cue, right?
Exactly. And the thing is, like, it's like you get the impression that it's referencing something, so you feel like it's special. But if you don't know what it's referenced, and trust me, I like when I was sitting through the 80s one, I'm like, maybe it's Full House. Like
maybe
that's what they're trying to
like a mixture of like she was just like Roseanne, the house looked like Full House. It was also kind of like Home Improvement. So
I don't. It's almost it feels so devoid of creative substance. That's what it feels like to me, because it's so referential, and because it's not bound within the confines of the actual source material. It doesn't feel like there's anything of interest there or anything of meaning, because you're not building on the other MCU stuff. The only thing you're building on is Wanda, and then of course, but that just shows her background because she was a kid and she used to watch the TV. Okay, yeah, I get it.
That was I did not like that tie-in at all.
Oh, okay, cool. I wanted it to be. I don't know. I guess I wanted it to be different, and I don't get every reference in every movie. I don't get every reference in every Superman movie, and everyone knows he's my favorite superhero. Like, that's fine, but it's one of those things where it's like when these references stop actually having meaning and actually stop making sense in the context of the story, why am I here? It's like this metatextual shit is literally like so devoid of meaning or substance. I don't know what the word would be. So that's my biggest pet peeve. Yeah. That's my biggest. Besides I will speak for days about the post credit thing because that does bother me. But that was my final thought. I'm sorry I didn't keep it short like I said I would.
No, it's all right. I think we succinctly covered it. We had some discovery along the way as well. I feel pretty secure.
Me too.
In my understanding of it. So that's.
And if you love the show and you love it for the things that we're talking about that we don't like, that's fine. Like I'm not supposed to like every show. It's okay.
We watched the whole thing.
Yeah. And I'm gonna watch the last one.
We still watched it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
The big rat is still getting the money anyways. So who cares?
Yeah.
All right, so let's do this fic.
Let's get this terrible obligation out of the way.
Yeah, what is this? Fan fiction podcast? What the hell?
Yeah, okay, whatever. All right. So this week's tale comes by way of archive. I should read some of these tags.
None of it's 1984.
No, it's not.
Okay.
This first tag is IDK how to tag this TDH.
I like that.
The next one is angst. Let's see. The next one we got angst with a happy ending. Light spoilers for episode 7. Second chapter light spoilers for episode 8. That's right. There are two chapters to this. Then the next tag it was a bright cold day in April, and the clocks were striking 13.
That is definitely
his chin.
It's definitely 1984.
We're going right down now. Okay. All right. So the name of the fic is I Heard You Calling Me. It's by Benvolio the Orphan. I don't know if that's a pseudonym or if that's actual description. I hope Benvolio, wherever you are, you have a nice family situation. But this is going to be told from the point of view. It's I'll save you reading the actual notes. The rest of the tags, but basically this person can't put down the fact that they actually cast the Fox version of Quicksilver, which was an interesting move, which ultimately ended up going nowhere, frustrating. But they're like, there's no way that is how it's supposed to. I'm going to write it, so it's correct. This is how they would like to think. This character got plucked from the Fox cinematic universe, put into this one, as they should have had any real fortitude. They would have stuck to it, but they kind of copped out.
So before you read that, do you think that she is from another universe where there are the X-Men, and Evan Peters is the Quicksilver? Agatha. Yeah. Why else would she pick?
What would Agatha be?
Why would she pick that Quicksilver?
Because she said that she just found like a dead body and reanimated it, and it just happened to be that guy.
You really think they're going to be that that dumb about it? Or do you think
that's what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I honestly do that. Like it was such a throwaway. I was like, oh, you guys. I mean, that'd be cool. That'd be cool if she came out of the bubble and like, you know, James McAvoy was standing there or whatever.
Don't even tell me a good time.
I hope not. But it is what it is. Actually, I don't hope that. That'd be terrible. Okay.
You don't like James McAvoy?
I love James McAvoy, but what is he? Young Professor X now? Like, he's too young. He's got to come back in like 20 years.
Maybe the third Quicksilver should be Clark Duke.
Who's that?
You know, in Kick-Ass, there's the three friends.
Yeah.
He's the third one who has
yes. Okay, I see what you're saying.
I'm just being annoying. All right, read the fic.
Okay. Here we go. I heard you calling me on I am a twin. The voice was like a whisper in his ear. Peter quickly slid to a stop. The world around him swinging back into motion. The students in the mansion's hallway were all startled at his sudden appearance. Shouts and odd whispers filled the air. Typically, Peter would boast at the always eager to entertain the ankle biters whenever he was off duty. His big brother instinct still intact, despite his younger sister now being an adult, although only just barely so. He ignored them this time. However, his brow furrowed. He stared off, concentrating on hearing that voice again. The words were unfamiliar. The voice had a brother. He jumped at the voice echoing in his ears, muffled, as though he was submerged in the pool, and the person to him was standing by the poolside. It wasn't too dissimilar to when the professor or Jean spoke telepathically, but it wasn't quite right. His name was Pietro. Peter's eyes widened at his birth name, and in an instant he knew whose voice he was hearing. Didn't matter if it sounded different to the one he knew. Didn't matter if it was possible because she was dead. Late again. Always late. Always too late. No, none of that mattered. He'd recognize his voice anywhere. Wanda, he gasped. His head whipping around left and right for any sister but to no avail. A deep sadness, loneliness washed over him. When he knew was not his own, having felt a similar sensation so many times before. Talk to me, sis. Where are you? The students around him shared looks. From the corner of his eye, he spotted one rushing down the hallway. No doubt they were worried and going to get the professor. Not that he could blame them. He knew he wasn't acting like himself. Pietro. The voice sobbed his sorrow and agony. It carried, feeling like it punched to his chest. His eyes widened as he felt a familiar bubble. Wanda was hurting. She needed him. Peter's eyes towards the direction of Jean Grey's voice. Having not noticed her approach, she frowned at him. But he could easily see the concern in her eyes. Could practically feel it coming off her in waves. What's wrong? He gulped, shudder running down as he tried to gather his thoughts. No doubt she and the professor would struggle to read his thoughts at that time as they were racing even faster than when he had saved almost everyone from the explosion a few years back. He began stopping short as he second-guessed his words. How could he possibly explain that he was somehow alive after all these years? She needed him. I hear Jean's frown deepened and her eyes narrowed. What do you hear, she asked, her suspicion cutting through what few nerves he still retained. And he understood her suspicion. He really did. They had had issues with other telepaths in the past, and each time been able to sense them, even when the professor couldn't. If someone was telepathically talking about her without her knowing, it was definitely something to be concerned about. But Jean had never met Wanda, never been in contact with her. Wanda had been powerful, as untrained as she was. He knew though just how capable she was, what she had been able to do. It was only her own fear that held her back, that had led her to. Wanda wasn't a threat, not to him, never to him. Pietro. He startled as Wanda's mourn cry once again rang through his head. This time accompanied with a strong pulling sensation. Jean must have heard it, felt it, because when he turned towards the direction he had felt the tug coming from, he saw her do the same. Peripheral. Her eyes were wide with the likes of which he rarely ever seen from her. Peter, she began. Peter didn't stick around to hear the rest of the question. Sister needed him. He was not about to fail her. Not again. Peter felt the world around him slow to a crawl. Tugging on his mind became more insistent. He then took in a deep breath, and he ran. He ran as fast than he ever had before. His legs ached at the strain, the one that had been broken in Cairo more acutely than the other, and his lungs struggled for breath as he did his best to hold back his panic. Before he knew it, he crossed the state line, a country line, a county line, and then a dance of purple and red clouded his vision. As soon as he reached a sign, beaten down old sign. His vision. His Paul Bettany clouded. So he reached a beaten down old sign. He read it. Westview, New Jersey. And just like that, Peter Max knew no more. End of chapter 1. Okay. Just two.
Okay.
Thoughts
here we go. Before you go into chapter 2, or do you want to just keep treading?
We can keep checking. Pretty good so far. This idea. Wanda was never in the Fox movies at all, right?
No.
Or was she mentioned? Did she die?
I have no idea.
Because this seems to be setting up the fact that she had been around, and was aware that she was talented, and she died somehow.
Let me see. Scarlet Witch X-Men movies. That's what you should Google, right? No, I don't see anything about her. Earth 10,005. I'll be right by your side till Earth 10,005. That's what they're calling.
Is that Childish Gambino? 3,005. That's the Childish Gambino. Is that the lyric? The remix?
Yeah, I'll be right by your side till 2005. It says she appeared in X-Men X2, but then it also says she is the unseen sister of Peter. So we haven't seen her, I guess, unless we have. She's in the Rogue. The president is a duck. Her name appeared on a list of mutants on Colonel Stryker's computer when it was accessed by Mystique in X2, and then in Days of Future Past, the Rogue cut. Shortly after Wolverine arrives.
Say what you will about Say what you will about the MCU Easter eggs. The Fox Easter eggs were always like, I watched this whole movie with just like people in tight letters, and I like that. They're fine, whatever. And just to like see someone flash on our screen, and like that's supposed to make me come back and watch like Oscar Isaac full body paint get like destroyed by a terrible script. That I just.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. The best movie they ever made was Logan. Had no reference.
Still haven't seen it.
It's really good. Okay, chapter 2. So your name isn't actually Pietro. Peter jumped when Wanda spoke. Her back facing him, stared hollowly out the window of the office they were stuck in. He had thought extra quiet when he entered the room, going slower than was typical, and even the tips of his toes. Clearly, this was just as perceptive as his own had once been, and he swallowed thickly at the thought. She wasn't his sister. There were so many differences. This Wanda Maximoff and the one he grew up with, both in terms of physical appearance and personality. That made it exceedingly clear she was not his Wanda. But there was also just enough similarities present that drew him to her, for better or worse. He was just too curious about his not to stay away from her for too long, despite how Captain Rambo and Agent Wu had thoroughly warned him against approaching her so soon after everything. He was stuck in this foreseeable future, away from all the family he ever known, even if not all had been aware of their relation, and now likely never would. And she was the only spark of familiarity in the strange new reality he was in. No, it is. He answered slowly. True rarity for him. He made his way to stand by Wanda's side. The birth name is Pietro, but I've always gone by Peter. It's easier. Part of him is tempted to share more about how he had been ostracized by his peers for a variety of reasons: his strange hair color, his lack of a father, and how using the anglicized version helped to minimize this. Peter had always had trouble sharing those who was close to. There were no secrets between him and his sisters, and he wanted desperately to experience familiarity again. He bit his tongue, however, once well aware that now was not the time or the place. Wanda hummed softly, but when he dared to glance her way, her gaze was still glued on the city skyline outside. He shifted awkwardly at the stretch, tempted to simply turn around and run from the room, not attempt to connect sort of sister again. For that same force of indecisiveness that led to never speaking, never telling their relation struck him again. And Peter found himself hanging long enough for Wanda to finally speak up again. So our parents are alive in your world. Peter puffed out his cheeks before letting out a long, low breath. Unsure how to even broach the topic of their parents. Clearly, despite all the similarities between their universes, the issue of their parents couldn't be more different. Yes. He finally settled on after a moment, for it was the truth. The last time he had been home. They're alive. But Mom raised us, or me and my Wanda. She raised us mostly on our own, and our blood father never knew about us. And our stepfather divorced not long after our half sister was born. Wanda's eyes widened at another sibling, and Peter felt a hard lurch in his thought of his younger sister simply never existed in this world. Wanda then frowned as she asked, "A sister? How old were you when she was born?" Peter gulped, his clutching into his fists at his side to prevent him from shaking. 12. Wanda's face relaxed. Frown remained. She still refused to look at him. We were 10 when our parents died. She said, shaking into his hands could no longer be contained by clutching. His youngest sister with her brown hair, smile so bright it could light up a room, did not exist anymore. The idea that he would never see her again, not even an alternate version of her, shoved a lump into Peter's throat that he could not push down, no matter how hard he tried. His vision. His Paul Bettany began to blur, and Peter quickly turned to look out the window. Our stories aren't completely different. Wanda spoke after a moment of uncharacteristic silence. Though to be fair, it always been one of the few things that could effectively hit the brakes on Peter's boner mouth. Her quiet voice placating. Voice was one of the biggest differences this Wanda and his own. One in his memory was a higher pitch, carried with it the tendency to mumble. This one his voice was deeper, carried a confidence that his own sisters never had the chance to. It sounded nothing alike, but in that moment, small child clinging to his sister after having a nightmare. They never told us, but Pietro and I found out later that our parents didn't marry until we were 2, and our father's name wasn't on our birth certificate. That door opened. Peter's heart rate accelerated, reaching speeds he rarely ever felt. He struggled for a moment, taking in several steady breaths, clutching his fists to a bruising point. He had no reason to react in such a way. This information was the whole reason he initially sought Wanda out. When he failed to calm himself, Peter did the one thing he did best, besides running. Deflect. Not too similar, he said. His voice cracking a bit. He brought one hand up to his mouth and coughed into it, taking a moment to use his super speed to wipe his tears. We grew up in America, not Sokovia. Not sure that country even exists where I come from. Mom moved over here when she was young. Families were refugees during the Second World War. Definitely not. There was a short pause when Peter risked another glance. Wanda was frowning out the window, her brow furrowed. He let out a long, low breath, his heart finally slowing. It seemed she hadn't even noticed his earlier freak out. I forget sometimes her voice thick with emotion, though Peter not quite tell what that emotion was from a different time as well. Peter snorted. Wish I could forget that, honestly, shifting his weight to the other. It's a big enough culture shock to be here. Time displacement on top of it. I'm sorry, she apologized, whisper. And for the first time since he entered the room, Wanda looked away from the window, instead ducking her gaze down towards her hands. He shrugged, easily slipped nonchalant persona. He didn't mean to drag me here. And honestly, he didn't even force me. I was the one who decided to follow the mysterious voice in my head. Wanda jerked her head up, turning to look at him for what had to have been the first time since the whole mess in Westview had blown over. Voice? She asked, and something about her questioning tone, look, and red hair just made him think of Jean. He felt another pang of grief and guilt leaving her, and the rest of his friends behind. What voice? He floundered for a moment, unsure how to explain how desperate he had been to see his sister to help her. That line I'd given in the hex about hearing you call me. That was true. Peter frowned. Stomach twisted. He recalled the excitement, desperation, anxiety. He had felt because he'd booked it after her voice. Father, you. He snapped his mouth shut when he struggled to form coherent thought, taking a moment to close his eyes and breathe in deep through his nose and out his mouth. Did this a few more times, opening his eyes, meeting Wanda's eyes, dead on. In my world, you were the twin who died. It felt so wrong to admit it out loud. And he grimaced at the sour taste it left. Wanda's gaze softened at his admission, and he wondered if she had suspected it. He had halfway expected her to look shocked, at the very least uncomfortable by the revelation. But her stance was relaxed. She stared at large eyes and a small frown. Whatever she had been trying to accomplish, she only succeeded to make him feel worse. And the thing is, you aren't her. Peter found himself saying, his mouth once again speaking before his brain to think better of it. And I'm not him. Yeah, I mean, technically we're the same people, but it's like I said, I look completely different from your Pietro, and you look almost nothing like Wanda. You're similar in your ability, but did she have more control than to ask as her voice trailed off, making us all about her? God, selfish. As her voice once again, her gaze once again falling towards her hands. Peter reeled back, unable to stop the sound that escaped his throat. Wanda glanced back, and he must have also worn amusement on his face, for she quickly elaborated with, "When my brother died, we had not had our gifts for very long. He was faster than anyone on the planet. But compared to you, she looked back down at her hands as she continuously clenched her fists. My abilities have grown with time. His likely would have as well. But you, given how fast you go, you must have had for a long time. Wanda and I were when our mutations fully manifested. He confirmed with a slight nod. Believe it or not, my Wanda had way less control. Peter shook his head, recalling the last time he had seen her bloodshot eyes and tear-stained cheeks. He screamed in agony, where a common Paul Bettany vision in his nightmares. Maybe she would have been as powerful as you. She had been given a chance, but she was always so afraid. And I think the ease at which I took to my mutation only made it worse. He paused for a bit as his final screams echoed and still haunted by the way suddenly cut off as her life was crushed in an instant. I always tend to make things worse. Wanda let out a low laugh. Bitter smile twisting at her lips. I know the feeling, she murmured. Peter gave her a shaky smile in return, though she didn't see it with her gaze still focused on her hands. He began to reach out to take an action he used to do to help steady her sister in her darker moments. One he was surprised his muscles still had memorized. But he stopped and shy of grabbing them. Wanda finally lifted her head, and when he met her green eyes, his eyes were dark, deep brown. Like his own and his mother's. But Eric's took on a green tint, similar to the light hitting Wanda's eyes as they were now. He was able to steady a smile into something that felt similar to the ones he gave his sisters or his students when comforting them. Listen. About what I was saying before, I know I can't replace him. Just say you can't replace her, but hesitated for a moment before closing the gap between their hands, gently wrapping his around hers. I do care about you, and I don't know about you, but I couldn't handle being alone right now. Maybe we could be friends. The shift in Wanda's expression was subtle. Her smile grew a bit wider enough to lift her cheeks, and the crease in her brow smooth. It was the happiest, most genuine smile he had seen, small as it was. And he was reminded again of those few moments he was able to pull a laugh out of Eric during one of the few times he swung around to visit Charles. Felt special, something that was a rare and sacred sight, heartache and trauma. Then Wanda surprised him by twisting her hands in his just enough to get a good grip on him and pull him into a hug. He fell right into it, relishing the feeling of her arms squeezing around his torso. When they had first hugged, she had been so hesitant, not quite believing who he was, far suspicious of his presence. While he had been busy trying to fight off Agatha's control. It had been stiff, awkward, and only lasted as long as it needed to. Both eager to get out of it. This hug, Peter's own humble opinion, was a million times better. Wanda's grip on him strong and steady, never to the point of bruising. He gave it his all as well, squeezing her for what it was worth. I like that. Wanda answered after a moment, her voice hushed, even right next to his ear. They pulled apart soon after, feeling light enough to walk on air, and Wanda looked and so it was so. They smiled at each other as they stepped away for that brief moment. Peter did not dread being stuck in a universe that was not his own. according to our blood work, our DNA is as close as typically are. We're technically family already equipped. It's not equipped as an observation. Feeling more like himself than he was. Then he had pulling away from home. So we might as well stick together. She raised the brow. Sudden tidbit. They showed you the lab results already. Peter shook his head and gave a dismissive wave. I did a bit before heading up here. Read it over some wacky shoulder. He smiled the pressed look sent his way. Feeling proud that he impressed someone as powerful. Come on, he said towards the door. It's about time for lunch, yeah? Wanda's expression faltered. She turned to the door. The earlier hesitance returned. Peter did not allow Professor Harvard quickly reaching out, grasping at a reassuring squeeze. She stared at their hands for a moment, taking a few shaky breaths before turning back towards a small shaky smile. She nodded and allowed him to lead her out of the door and away from her spiraling thoughts. This Wanda Maximoff was not his Wanda Maximoff. His Wanda had been almost taller, but thin as a rail, long brown eyes, dark brown hair, and a high mumbly voice. His Wanda had been overcome with fear towards herself. She struggled to keep her power under control. Accidentally classmates and family until she isolated herself from everyone. Her fear grew and grew each passing year. He had been too caught up with his own problems and using his own powers to notice. It wasn't until they found out who their father was finally realized that she had been slowly falling away from him. But by then that she had been too far for him to reach. Peter could count on one hand the number of times too late despite his speed. His sister's death had been the first. Then he lost another sister he never knew as well as his stepmother. He arrived at the mansion to save Alex Summers. Scott still held a grudge against him, whether he knew it or not. Eric would never know he had a son, that he had more than family out there. And even if one of the X-Men told him, there would be no comfort in the revelation. This Wanda was different from his own Wanda. Yes, but she was as kind as his Wanda, loving and fiercely loyal, powerful at that moment, just as isolated and scared. Yeah, I'm pretty big on sitcoms myself. I didn't recognize any of the ones you copied while I was there. Filling the gap between the mid-80s and now. Wanda laughed. It was so quiet. Peter nearly missed it. Okay, but that's about 40 years worth of television. Sure you want to know? Hell yeah. Wouldn't have asked otherwise. Peter wasn't sure how long he'd be trapped in this world. If he'd ever get the chance to go home. But he'd be damned before he'd ever allow himself to be late again. Fin.
Interesting. What do you think?
Bit long in the tooth. That's for sure. They're repetitive. Lot Peter's head, not a lot going on with Wanda.
I don't think it needed a reconciliation.
Yeah. I think it could have a note of kind of like, we're here. It seems a little fast. I don't even really get the turning at which point it's like, oh, now we're cool now. Like, what is it?
Yeah, no, I agree.
What is it? Is it that moment of Wanda being like vulnerable, being like, oh, is she better than me?
Mm-hmm.
Realizing that they both survived. They both have some level of guilt and remorse. They both know grief. Is that what kind of connects them at the end?
Yeah, and I mean, just in general, I like the concept of, since Marvel has this stupid multiverse that's massive, I do like the concept of, like, I lost my sister, I lost my brother, just go to one of the multiverses that the opposite happened.
Yeah. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
So it went down in the movies.
Yeah. So I with that being said, that's one of the reasons why I don't like the infinity multiverse concept, but what they do, so I can't complain. But it was interesting. I thought it was well written, and I think there were some good feelings expressed. So I think that's what I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, Angst is pretty good. Like, it was well written, but it was really held a lot.
It did.
Basic, similar scenes. Didn't really push the new places. I think it probably could have been. I really would have liked this author's take on their initial meeting. I guess they're kind of passing off. He's like, he's under mind control during that time, so it's all a wash. But I would have liked that more. I kind of like I did that image of him like Wally West speeding through.
Yeah.
I gotta get back to my time.
I have to go faster. I think it was one of the most aggressively okay fanfics we've read on the show.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like it was okay. Like I didn't get too much enjoyment out of it, but it was a great segue to allow us to talk about what we need to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So in that way, it served its purpose.
Agreed. Yeah, I don't think there's much to say on it.
Okay.
Yeah, aggressively okay. Honestly, I don't think there's like too much more to say on it really, because it didn't really. It's probably 1,000, 2,000 words too long at the end, but
yeah, I'll tell you the one that I almost picked is that White Vision shows up and turns back normal vision when he crosses into the bubble. And he shows up and now there's two visions and Wanda. And it had some like touching things where it's like I now know that I'm not real. Like everything in my past is a lie. He's like, well, I may have lived that time in the real world, but you had a family, lived in this ideal world. You are her present future, and I was her past.
Mm-hmm.
Like what does that mean? What place do either of us have doesn't have a foundation, and the other one doesn't have the current present, all these experiences. And I was like, that's really interesting. But it ended with like they decided that the only way was that they would stay together. The three of them. Two visions would work together to provide Wanda with satisfaction. And then it's like she calls them and they both look at each other and they're like, and I'm like, are you kidding me? What is happening right now?
That's some Dr. Manhattan Watchmen sex shit right there with the
why would you ruin that? Why would you you can already like multiply, right? I think he does that in one of the movies. But I was like, that's gonna be. And then I read the last line. I was like, there's no way I can put my name on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's aggressively okay. I think that's all I can really say about it.
Yeah.
I
think that's fair.
Anything else? Any other thoughts, or should we just move on?
They would move on. That's it.
All right. Well, Ryan, what are you stoked on this week?
What am I stoked on? Oh man. It's caught me off guard. I can't say one. I'm not honest. I'm stoked on it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you are.
No, not too keen. I am stoked on. This is good. If anyone's watching in real time, way to process what I'm stoked on.
Yeah.
All right. This would be an easy one. I do not like mobile games. Do not download mobile games. It's a great segue, right? But have you ever heard of Retro Bowl? Do you know what that is? Like a mobile app.
Oh, dude, yes.
Did you play Retro Bowl?
I bought it. I paid for it.
Oh, you paid for their like premium membership or whatever.
So I'll say the only reason that's so funny that you said Retro Bowl. The only reason that I did it, let me see if I can get to it. If you go,
it's because you can turn it into like the Florida Gators, change everyone's name.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yep.
This is Florida versus Clemson. If I can load it. See, I did. Is this on the screen? Can you see it? Oh, it's right there. Sorry, I gotta get the camera right.
No, move it over. You're the first one was right. Oh wow! Change everybody to a college team.
Yeah, I changed everybody to a college, and I changed the jerseys. I can't really fucking finesse that. Oh, got close. There we go. See, I'm like those. They just added.
Wait, no. You gotta move it over to the other camera. I can only see half.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was showing the stream, not you. Do you see it now?
That's great.
Yeah,
that game is fantastic. It's a huge time sink. I had to recently put a time limit on my phone.
Yeah.
Literally waste my life away. It's so simple, so satisfying. It's 1,000 times like a $75 retail like platform game. So great.
I mean, honestly, Madden is the same game every year. And Retro Bowl is at least like different, and I think the controls are good. So that's that's funny. I was like, mobile games, well, whatever, and that's like the only one that I have on my phone besides like Sudoku and chess. So
I don't my phone for games. I don't game all my phone. But I don't know where I saw it. But I was like, I'll give it a shot. And I played it one game. I was like, this is the best thing I've ever played.
I wish you could play wirelessly because I'd wax you right now.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm a beast on the ground. But now I got my passing game down. You can't play defense. You can't play defense. How would we play that? How would that work?
I wish they figured it out. Okay.
It's coming.
So what am I stoked on? Yours is Retro Bowl. Oh man, for once I'm like, I have like a very obvious stoked on. There's not much to talk about, so it feels like a cop out. It feels like a waste.
Dune.
No, that's. Always. I was gonna say the Snyder Cut. The Snyder Cut comes out in 2 weeks.
Is it 2 weeks?
Yeah, March 18th.
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
That trailer was really good. I'm decently. I have expected to just be like the same exact movie. But it'd be disappointed. But I'm reasonably excited about it.
According to people who worked on it and who have seen the new one, apparently the original Justice League was like 95% not this movie.
Good.
Like apparently they only really used like 5% of the original footage in the original context.
Is the plot the same? I hated the plot.
Batman gets everyone united and then they fight Steppenwolf. That's a fucking superhero movie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want me to boil it down,
I guess if the rating, if the rating is different, it could be manageable. I just don't want there to be like it's 4 hours, right?
It's 4 hours, yeah.
Episodes.
No.
I don't want there to be like a.
It's all released at once. It's one whole movie.
Oh, they're gonna do it. It
was a contractual thing. They had to release it in one.
Okay. I just don't want there to be like a 45-minute like Lois Lane subplot because I will immediately not watch it.
The biggest subplot is Cyborg. He actually gets an origin.
Good.
Yeah. So
good.
I guess I'm stoked on that.
So now we can understand why Ray Fisher was so upset and why he's such a big Zack Snyder fan.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I'm excited to see it. I remember when the trailer first came out. During Comic-Con, you and I were like texting like over each other for like an hour straight about how good the movie looked. So I'm glad we get to see the original trailer before Zack Snyder left the project. So I'm excited to see what the original vision was. I think I made myself very clear that I'm all about like giving credit to the creator and the artist, and this is an artist-driven movie. If you don't like it, that's fine. Obviously all my opinions are going to be invalidated to some when I say that BVS is one of my favorite superhero movies. So like I'm very excited to see the true sequel to that movie. And like I've gotten over the fact that people don't care too much for BVS. Like I liked it. So I hopefully I'll like this, and if nobody else likes it, that's fine. Like I'm just excited to see it. So
how do you feel about the new Joker?
We do live in a society. So I think that's the first thing to
say. We truly
do
live in society. That was pretty shocking to hear that in the trailer.
That was so funny. You know he has a sense of humor because he put that in on purpose. I think the one with Joaquin Phoenix or Joaquin, how you pronounce his name? I thought that one was really good. I think that the way that they did Joker in Suicide Squad was not. I'm willing to give Jared Leto a second chance, even though he was also complete dog shit in Blade Runner 2049. So I just saw that recently for the first time. It was really good. So
did you like it better than Blade Runner?
Yeah, absolutely. The original Blade Runner. Well, okay, so I read Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep before I saw Blade Runner, which is the book it's based off of. The book is far superior, obviously, but it's a very different story. And the whole like main reason of the book, the movie is like, we're not gonna think about that. We're just gonna do our own thing. So it really, I didn't like that. I liked the whole like moral of the book. And then I think 2049 was just far superior. I just think it was much better. The story was much better, in my opinion.
Good.
There's still some weird stuff in it, and some stuff that I was like, but I liked it. I liked it for the most part.
Hence why you're not stoked on it. So
yeah. It's weird that wasn't the first thing that popped into my head. That a trailer for a director's cut of a movie that came out 3 years ago is the first thing that came out into my head. So I'm stoked on, I guess, Zack Snyder's Justice League when it comes out.
And then by the time we record our next episode, it will have been out for 4 months.
Yeah, it's going to be like a year from now. So. Well, I'm stoked on that. I'm stoked on us being stoked on stuff. And I'm happy that we see eye to eye on this WandaVision thing, because that's right. I don't know. I'm happy we see eye to eye on it. So sweet. I hope you all enjoyed listening to this with our whole one viewer, I think, right now. And it might just be me on my other computer. I hope you all had a good time. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you follow us on Twitter. It's really the only thing. And YouTube, so you know when we're live streaming. So smash that subscribe and like button, fams. And I'm Alex. That's Ryan. I don't think we said that at the beginning. I'll leave a review if you want. You don't have to. It's fine. It's your life. Do whatever you want with it. We're just here to hopefully entertain you. And if not, change the channel. Go to the other vision. Ryan, what should we remember?
We should remember that in a world where parody is right, nothing means anything anymore. At least we always have TV and podcasts
and books.
WandaVision.
Yeah. Whatever.
Suck my fanfic. All right. Let's get out of here.
I'll play the song. Hang on. Here we go. Boom.